Good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing? Welcome everyone to the Trading Syndicate. I am JJ. Welcome folks. Happy Tuesday. Hey Raj, Kevin, Stealth. Morning guys, ladies. Good afternoon. How's everybody doing this morning? Welcome to the folks on YouTube joining us. Did I post my levels? Hang on. I should have, truth. But did I? Let's go see. I'll throw them in there anyway. Hang on, just in case I forgot. Getting old, so did I post them? No, I didn't. Thank you for reminding me. How is everyone this morning? Let's see what we've got. Interesting that I'm going to go back to putting the overnights in, so you can see this. It's very strange. This 68.44 level, my friends, it's been something else. For 7 sessions, we haven't been able to crack 68.44. Yesterday we did. Got a tiny bit of inventory here. And look at tonight's low. Tonight's low is 68.45 and 3/4. Once again, right? Can't take out that 68.44. So, despite all the bad news and all of that stuff, there's a 68.44 bid and it hasn't gone away. Because every time the market gets down there, the sellers stop. Here they went underneath it for a couple hours and then right back up. So overnight inventory is long. The bulk of the volume and time is spent above yesterday's close. So we're looking for it to come down and test that 44. I'd say that's a big level on the downside for this morning. And then yesterday's low here, where was it, 68.33 and change? That's what we're looking for on the downside. Upside, we've got these single prints here from the liquidation, right? And, we've got 2 days worth of inventory that dropped down, we'll see. We'll see what happens. There's a lot of back and forth, so let's see what happens today. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. There is a bid under there. Because if there wasn't a bid underneath 68.44, we'd be down here at 67.88. With as big as these ranges are, we'd be down there. So something, it's like maybe it's Shark Week and the Megalodon's down there buying up everything. Oh man. Could be Shark Week. Let's see. But I'm not expecting much today other than back and forth in yesterday's range and maybe get a little break out of yesterday's range to the downside. I want to see how much this whole AI thing starts sifting out. And the only way I can do so is you got to, time is your friend, right? Time is your friend with these things, especially if you're an investor. You got to sit back and watch and see what's going on. And I'm looking at, I did some of these software as a service deals. None of them are looking great. Broadcom's not bad. CRM looking like it's coming back down to cost basis. CrowdStrike cost basis is under 241. So a lot of these deals, this DocuSign, I've got to do levels for that. I'll finish up the levels. Hubs, I don't even know what half of this stuff does. Good old Billy Microsoft. It's under 398 now, so I don't know. The next little cost basis is just around 362. Cloudflare, Palo Alto Networks. I'll have levels for these done by the end of the day, and then Snow. I don't even know what the heck these guys do. Snowflake. What a strange name for a company. Because gone are the days you give companies powerful names, eh? What did we do? We had a deal. It was called Raptor Networks, right? Raptor was my buddy's deal. That was a good little deal until a fund manager bought all the stock and pumped and dumped it. But hey, it worked. But yeah, it's a different world now. Snowflake, eh? So let's see. I haven't traded at all today. You remember Raptor? That was our baby. It was a good deal. What is the major difference between a bull market and a bear market and a large rotation? Well, rotation means just back and forth like playing tennis. For a scalper using our strategy, nothing changes. A bear market is the one you got to watch for. That's when the buy the dip, you got to be careful, really careful, right? You got to be really careful with that in a bear market when you lose the bid. Trying to buy, on the dips, you got to sell really quickly into strength. These are good questions. Now, bull market's easy to trade. You just buy it and it goes, right? Can we expect some liquidation? If we take out 68.44, Neela, then definitely. And then down to yesterday's low. That's what I keep talking about, this 68.44 level, because there's a bid down there, and we need to go check it out. Anthropic has more stuff coming out? Okay. So, inventory long. We're looking for lower. We're supposed to, if you look at the daily chart, right? We just keep going back and forth. Now, Nathan was asking, this is a large rotation, my friend. We have rotations within rotations, but this is a big rotation between 6807 and 69.88. We just keep going back and forth, right? I keep expecting this, right? I expect us to come down into this area. We're not getting it, right? The only reason I'm short biased is because it's a new year and we got to flush all of this product out down here like we did, here. Reset a cost basis and do that. But I don't see that yet. And yesterday we had some guys came out with a research report, which wasn't really a research report. It was a thought experiment. And it shaved, what, $200 billion off the market capitalization of some companies? So you got to really watch out these days, folks. The news that's coming out, you got to really, really make good decisions. And the only way to do that is to make that chart your best friend. So let's go see. What can we do? What can we do? What can we do here? Where is my other chart? Okay, go clean up this chart. Overnight point of control is here. It's very rotational. I've been out a lot this morning, just trying to get medical stuff taken care of. I swear to God, before I was 44 years old, I think I went to a doctor. I never went to a doctor. Once. Now you're going to the doctor every month. It is a very complex market, Louise. That's why we have to trust the chart, my friend. That's why we have to trust the chart. No kidding, eh? What's up, Harris? You watch basketball? Toronto Raptors. Okay. Alrighty, let's see what's checking out on the 1 minute chart. Sorry, I'm a little dazed and confused here. I haven't had any coffee today. You know what? I'm still trying to figure out the whole false AGI and Claude So we just bought a computer that's not hooked up to anything. We're going to start playing with it. Um, change is coming. Change is afoot. But the thing with this AI thing is there's something new every day. So you got to really keep on top of it. And that's kind of hard. Right? When it comes to investing in stocks, I'll stick around and look at the chart. Right? Oh, thanks, AZS. Hey, Anne Marie. Yes, the change is scary. I, because I've never had anything stable in my career. It's always change, change, change. Deals, clients, all of these things. People come and go, drop away. Over the hundreds and hundreds of clients I've had over the years. So I'm used to change. I'm used to nothing ever being the same. But for a lot of people, it's really, really hard. I say, what the hell, embrace the chaos, right? And try and educate yourself as much as possible. And that's what we try and do here is we try and help you make good trading decisions. Now let's see, what are we going to do with this ES? You can see the sellers. I just stepped back into the house and I'm looking at the chart. No, the apartment, I mean. So the sellers were under VWAP. We're under VWAP. We took if you can't figure out what's going on in a market, try talking your way through it, right? So you can see here, we've obviously got some inventory from this liquidation. It was taken and sold above VWAP, but then we had to put it on sale, right? Because we lost buyers. So let's see if we come back into this area here, right? And overnight inventory is long because the time and volume is above yesterday's close. So that would make me short biased. But every time we come down to this 68.54, there's some annoying bugger down here who keeps buying it, and they keep raising price. And the candles are getting smaller, which means business is getting slower. So this is the narrative that I have going in my head when I look at a chart. So I haven't watched all morning. I've been in and out of the place. I had to go to the doctors. I had to go to the pharmacist. They screwed up my prescription, and they put me on some pill. I had no idea what the hell it was, so I had to go back. Oh, I never thought I'd get this old. But what the hell, okay? So anyway, I haven't looked at this at all. So that's how you kind of look at it. When you come in, you see, okay, they were distributing, put it on sale, took it back up, right? Yeah, so what I like to do in situations like this, right? And I know it's boring, right? It's not exciting, right? But what I like to do is I like to let the market open up. I like to watch it a little bit now, pre-market, now that I'm focusing, right? Let's see where we're going to open up. See, this is what I found fascinating. See, M period in the overnight came right to cost basis of the previous day. So that's a level I'll be looking at for sure, right? 68.50. We broke it, but just for a few, like maybe 10 minutes, we were under 68.50 here. 10 minutes and then right back on top. So that's the first place I'll be looking for bids is 68.50. If we come down here, I'm just going to make this line blue so you can see it. Can you see it? I got to do something about these colors. Green. Let's go green for bid. Let's see if that bid holds going into, right? So say we're shorting, right? So okay, we're going to go short. Where's my, okay, take it off sim, trade simulation mode on. Off. Okay. So if we were short, say 53.54, we'd have our stop just right there. Okay? And so if you were short 54, for example, you had your stop at 55, right? And you're testing the market. You're going to put some buy orders down here to see if they can get filled. You're going to front run that 50. And if that 50 holds, then you know, right? You guys know what I'm saying? So we're trying to find the bid. The bid right now is at 52 because you can see the offer starting to lift. The candles are small, so the business is slow, right? Now, I know there are a lot of really smart people who do technical analysis and candlestick studies, but I'm telling you, this is the fastest way to learn and the most practical way to use a candle chart. You see how the offer's been moving lower and lower and lower? So now you know the sellers are at 53.25, and we came right back into that cost basis. See what I'm talking about? Do you guys understand what I'm talking about? Anybody? Yes? No? Is this thing on? Is that clear? Thank you, Jirash. Right? That's what we want. We want, right? We want you guys to be able to understand how a market works, right? We need to understand how a market works. Sellers put price on sale. You're about to start your prop challenge. Any tips? Just take it nice and slow. Take it nice and slow, and in this market, wait for those A+ trades, right? So, we're dropping into that 50. So if I was short 54, I'd have a bid here at 51, and then I would have a bid just right at 50 and a half, 50 and 3/4. You see how it's kind of slowing down on the downside, right where that green line is? That's because that's where the cost basis of yesterday is here. So if we put it on sale, we're going to try and flush these people out, but we got to take out this 50 and stay underneath it. Right? Now that's a tactical way to trade. And this way you can manage your expectations because you know where the inventory is priced. And if you know where inventory is priced, well, gosh, you're a leg up on everyone, right? If you know where your inventory is priced, see? See how it came to 50? It didn't trade at 50, it went to 50 and a quarter, and the buyers started stepping in, so the sellers started to raise price. So how is that useful? Well, if you were short on the way down, this is where you'd be doing some covering, right? Because you can see that there's buying here, so you want to buy ahead of it and take your 3-4 points, right? Now, a lot of people will go, JJ, 3 or 4 points is not a lot. Well, let me ask you, are you making $300 a day consistently? Because if you're not, 3 or 4 points is your salvation. Because 3 points on a E-mini, once you learn what you're doing, is $150. Multiply that by 3 contracts, that's a $450 trade. If you take that trade once a day in 20 days, you're going to have $9,000, right? So, yeah, how many of you are making $9,000 a month trading, right? Now, here we go, right? Don't worry about 2-3 points. 3 points on 10 contracts is a good amount of money, right? 3 points on 10 contract is $1,500, right? And that's a $30,000 month. Think about things like that. It'll help you. Here we go. We're going to test that overnight low. So say I was short 54, and I say I was short 10 contracts, right? If I was short 10, maybe right here with my stop here, you cover at least half of your position at 50 and take 4 off. Now down here is where the meat is. Down here in that 48, I'd put maybe a bid, and let the market come and hit those bids. If the market doesn't fill your buy orders when you're short, it means there's no supply. If there's no supply, go pay a little more and take profit. Make sense? Right? See how they're covering? Right? They're covering because there's a cost basis there. They're also covering because the overnight low is here. So all the traders that are short and have their buy orders here, when it starts getting down, because they have to cover size, right? So say you got to buy 2,000 contracts, right? Well, you can't wait, right? If that offer starts moving, you got to go and start covering, right? Because you got to take back size. That's why everybody front runs a very visible level like the overnight low. Now, the thing is, in 2 minutes, We're going to open the door to Walmart here, and we're going to see who comes in. I expect the overnight low and yesterday's low to be tested. Right? I don't think it would be unusual for that 68.44 level to be tested again. Now let me see. Fish was asking me a question. 68.54. Alrighty. It's like summer in the UK now, folks. The sun is out. Let's make some money. There's a seller at 52. It's not unusual to get a little bit of buying before, right? Where the people are covering, is it a good reason to go long? It depends how fast you are, James. Right? If you're really fast, you can go long where you see that short covering, right? I'm short 49.38 on two contracts. Covered one at 47.5 and one at 47.75. Just did that before the open, just to test it out. See, we're already putting in a new overnight low, right? Where's our new overnight low? 45. All right, here we go. Right, we get a little bit of buying, right? A little bit of short covering. Now I'm expecting sellers here at 52, 51.75. Let's see. Taking out the overnight low. Oh, that brought in some buying. Whoa, look at that. Did you see that? We got two ticks under the overnight low, and it looks like somebody sat on a, when you sit on a chair with a nail sticking out of it. Boing! Right? Nice work, Jim. Nice work. Okay, now let's see. Where is it going to do? What's it going to do? There we go. We're under 44. Now, if you don't know what to do, just sit and chill and watch, right? If you're a look below and fail trader, there's no trade for you right now. Let them finish selling. There is a stop down here at 39. I'm sorry I don't have it marked. I should have. Took that stop out like nobody's business. Now let's go check out. What we're doing, my friends, is finding the bid. Every morning we look for the bid. Where we find the bid, that's where you cover your short and go long. That's how old people used to do it. When we used to ride horses to work and chew tobacco. right? Let's see if we can get over 37 and 3/4. See if we could hold. If we could hold 37 and 3/4. Okay, I bought 39 and a quarter and I sold 41 before I could even think. That's a look below and fail, right? That's a look below and fail, right? There's going to be a seller somewhere up the chain here. Let's see where they step in. Wait for the next candle. See this. Let's see if it can take out that high. Otherwise, it's going to come back down and test 37 3/4 again. All right, so it's going to come down. It's going to come down as it drops in. Wait for it. I liked it to look below and come back up, right? I want to see if that bid's still there, right? It is. It is still there. Right, so let's see. Does it hold? Nope, 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 not yet. If I had gotten long there, I would have stopped myself out. So now the seller has moved down. Seller has moved down. Let's see. See, top of the candle has moved down. Wait for it to come back up. There's a seller at 38.39. Right, so I won't go long until we come back up over 38. Right. Yeah, VWAP's kind of useless to you now. It's at 65. But like 30 points underneath it. When it controls at 37, just relax and wait. If you're short, that's fine because the offers are moving lower and lower, right? The trade I would really like is a look below and fail of yesterday's low, right? I don't like front running a low. Wait till it comes back up. Otherwise, wait to go long, right? You're safer going long over 34, right? Because when we took that stop, there's a bunch of junk that started falling out. So if you're looking for a long, you want to go long over 34, right? And put your offers out, right? So long 34, selling the 36s. Thank you very much. Done, right? In and out. If you're not a fast trader, right? Ah, previous day high, low, and close. It's because everybody is at that. Pretend it's the hot nightclub, Harris. The previous day high, low, and close are every trader, no matter what software they're using, they all see yesterday's high, low, and close. So that's where a lot of people are going to be transacting. So for us, that's like night at the Roxbury. That's where we want to be hanging out, where all the people are hanging out. Why? Because that's where the best reaction happens. Does that make sense? All right. What are we going to go do now? Right? We want to be trading where everybody else is a buyer, right? Like if we want to sell where, or we want to get in, right? Where everybody else is going to push the car, right? Because we don't have an engine in our car, right? We're retail. So we're getting into a car with no engine. The engine are all those other people that are going to push price in the direction we want. Yeah, it's not a risk thing so much, but a reaction. Your risk is always going to be structural, right? So for you right now, remember what I taught you? Like market profile traders will take the look below and fail of the previous day close. But since it's going back and forth, it's not reliable. So for you, my friend, wait till we do a look below and fail of 38, and you'll have much better trade location. See what I mean? There you go. What did I say? Right? But you got to be quick, right? And if you're buying that previous day low, right? So if you're long 38.39, throw some offers out at 41.5, 42. Hello, long 39 and 3/4 on 4. I sold 2 already, and I'm going to hit the bids at 42. Thank you very much. I'm done. See what I mean? Right? I let the large traders work this out. I jumped in here. Right? And I didn't bid for it. I just grabbed the offer. I said buy ask on a few. Soon as I bought them, I threw my sell orders out. So when the market went up, big short covering candle. Thank you very much. Done for the day. Yippee-ki-yay. We take that A stop out. Man, there's that 44 bid again. This time it was at 32. Right to VWAP. Well done, Hex. Well done. And that is why you don't want to be shorting when the market gets back over the previous day low, overnight low, that kind of thing. See? Because that's where the bids come in. Why rob banks? I don't know. I've never understood the bank robbery guy thing. Isn't it easier just to hack the bank now? Instead of going there with a bunch of guns blazing? You could have probably Claude AI do it for you. Hey, Claude, help me go rob a bank. I wonder if it would report you to the police. All right, now we're going to backfill this move a little bit. Well done, Hex. Well done. Keep the streak going. I hope you haven't changed your underwear, you know. You got a proper streak. I hope you're growing a beard and you haven't changed your clothes in 7 days. Right, just like baseball players. Oh, man. You're not supposed to be shorting, Harris. Right? I know. Traders are very superstitious. That's why I'll never buy a real Rolex. Every time I buy a really nice watch, something really bad happens. That's why I'll just keep wearing the fakes. I'm very superstitious. We got a buddy of mine's dad. He would never wear a blue suit. He was superstitious about that. Okay, what's next? We're looking for 68.63 at a quarter. Oh, man. You need a 35-day streak. Just keep going. Don't count the days. Just keep your head down and keep plugging away. And don't buy a Rolex, right? Keep the streak going. That's a hell of a bid, S-Pill. S-Pill, you asked a question earlier that I missed, right? Could you repeat that question? Sorry, I was running around this morning. Oh, yeah, the P profile. A P is a short covering profile, right? So when you get a P-shaped profile, right, it's like this. And what that means is all the time and volume are up here and the shorts are trapped at the base of that P. That's all that really means. Now, when you get 2 or 3 days of P profiles in a row, then you know you got a group of traders that are trapped short pretty hard. Okay, what's next? Taking out this stop. If we get above 64, we'll be looking for 68, 66 and a half. All right. So, folks, if you want to know how to trade quickly, if you want to develop your skill, right, please come visit us at the Trading Syndicate, where for the price of a Big Mac, we won't clog your arteries. We'll teach you how to trade with common sense and just simple business. That's all we're doing. All right, just trying to keep the business simple so you can make a living. Now, let's see. There's a bunch of inventory up here in the 71s. I think we're going to go back and forth here for a bit. And how long were we underneath 68.44? 1, 2, 3. I find this very curious. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We were under 68.44 for 9 minutes. Now, I don't know, where are my gamma globulin options guys? And is there anything magical in the options world about 68.44? Let me know, because I have no clue. Taking the stops, looking for 71 and 3/4 now if we stay above 68. No? Okay. Is that like a Velcro wall, Leslie? Just kidding. Remember David Letterman and the Velcro wall? I'm aging myself again. Clipping those stops. Now, listen, if we get taken out, if we take out that overnight high, right, it's going to force the shorts to scramble and cover like they're already covering. Dear Lord, look at this. This is a short squeeze of epic proportions this morning. Right, look at that. Big green candles. That's when people shorted under 44, shorted under 37, added to it, and now they're crapped out and they're forced to cover. If we get above that overnight high, all that inventory is going to be underneath us. $19? $19 is like 8 pounds, Harris. You can't buy all that at McDonald's for 8 pounds. I don't know what McDonald's you're going to. Alrighty, little backfilling. We went right to the overnight high, stopped one tick. They sold into it. Oh, man. Watch that offer lift. Here we go. Let's see the four. They're going to sell into it, right? That's why breakout trades are a pain in the butt, because where they break out, the large traders are waiting to sell into it, like right here, you see? Because if you were long size, look at the size they're selling. 480, 500, 500, 306, 500, 500, right? Now, if the buyers keep coming in, they'll raise price. And then your breakout will start moving. There we go, there we go, there we go. Looking for 68.80 and a quarter. Let's see how good the levels are this morning. and then we just double them again, right? We're in 2 times profit. Whoops. Then we'll go to 4 times profit. So every day we come into work, we do the same thing. And we wait for the same setups. And that way, we know when to do business and when not to. Right? That way we're not taking FOMO trades, MOMO trades, all of the poor excuses for no discipline trades, right? Lack of knowledge of the business trades. We eliminate all that, right? Inflammatory comments. Hey, nice work, Lewis. Nice work. Well done. Then don't go spending all that money on some fancy stereo, okay? There we go. Breakout traders, you should be happy. Right? We're in 4 times profit now. Test of 6,900? Yeah, why not? Right? When you got the shorts really, really, really jammed, let's see if we can stick it to them like George Costanza says. Little backfill. Nothing wrong with that. Let's see if we can hold the 72 area. That's right. Jeff, thank you. Nobody told me I didn't have them marked out. So we got singles from 68.80 all the way up to 92. We filled some of them. Now let's see if we find some bids at 75. Oh, just wait, Lewis. They're going to get a lot faster, my friend. If you think this is fast, I'm glad you're practicing, because it's going to get a lot faster. When the volatility kicks in, it's going to be a lot faster market. That's why you guys should train yourselves. Use the simulator so you know your software like the back of your hand. Now we're going to do a little distribution, right? All our product is owned underneath. See, simple economics, right? See, all the product is owned here, right? So we'll distribute it up here until we run out of buyers, and then we'll have to entice buyers by putting it on sale, right? Very, very simple stuff, right? We keep the reason why I'm a big fan of simplicity is because just like Louis said, it started getting quick. Now, if you start having a lot of complex thoughts going through your head in a fast market, boom, you're going to get knocked out, right? A simple plan, when you apply pressure to it, right, it'll still hold. If you have a complex plan and you start applying pressure to it, looking at all sorts of different data points, right, when somebody comes in and punches you in the face, you're not going to know what the hell to do, right? Let's see if we can get up and pass those sellers. See, there's sellers up here. See? So what you need to do is you need to be able to move, right? So if this was, anybody see the movie Dodgeball? I'm like that old guy that throws wrenches at traders, right? Duck! That's how, if we were doing physical trading, I'd line you guys all up and throw wrenches and things at you to see if you could move fast enough, right? That's how they used to teach in the old school, right? You get it wrong, they throw a phone at your head. We're going to distribute here, right? Might as well, right? If you're long size under 68.60, you're going to be a seller at 73. You got to be, right? And the candles are telling me the sellers moved from here to here to here, right? So those of you looking for a short, if we can't get under 74, 73, be careful, because it'll do this again. Five-day MA on SPX. Okay, cool. All right, we want to keep our analysis really simple, and then develop a trade plan around that analysis that makes common sense business-wise. Because if it doesn't make common sense, your trades aren't going to work. Right, now, what is common sense? Right, look at that overnight high, the point of control is right there. That's all short covering. Right? So if you're shorting, I'd use 75 as a stop. I'd put some bids down here at 70. You got a nice 4 or 5 point trade here. Boom, cover. Right? Why? Remember I was saying don't get short until it gets underneath the overnight high? There was the seller. There was the seller. There was the seller. Short, stop, cover. Simple trades. Everything has been overpriced for a long time, Mr. T. That doesn't stop these characters. Now let's see where the bid is. I'm looking for this thing to retrace back down. I don't like trading in the middle of a zone. But if you were to initiate here, yeah, I'd use 74 as a stop on the short and put bids down here, because as we come down, the people who got caught short here, they're going to come and bid the market. But the offer has been moving from there to there to there to there to there. Right? So if you get short, sometimes, you know how sometimes you wait and you get short in bad trade location? Mark the top of the candles before you immediately, and that'll help you manage your risk. So if you had shorted, say, 68.69, and you were a little late to the party, you're okay. Make sure you got your buy orders here at 65.64. Right? As soon as you put in your short, put in your stop, and then go put your buy orders in as soon as that short's executed. That way you get in line, right? And you don't have to scramble. You're not scrambling and scrambling and scrambling. There we go, right down to 63 and a quarter. Couple of ticks, come on. See, there's that bid right there. That's where they got, this is where we caught the latecomers right here. So there'll be a little bit of a bid here. We're going to crack it. And if we take out the bottom of that candle, you're looking for VWAP at 58. Nice short. Actually, that was a textbook look above and fail of 68.80 and a quarter, which I didn't call out until 74, 72. My bad. There's VWAP. Nice rotation. So what did we do? We opened the market. Everybody was shorting underneath 54. We jammed it up to 80, made them cover, then sold it all the way back down, and now we're abusing the longs who bought it above 71. Right? It's the same thing, folks. Once you understand this sequence repeats itself over and over and over and over again, you're going to feel great about this, because you'll be able to develop a trade scenario that actually works. Now, if you're doing a look below and fail of 63.25, right there you go. Wait till it comes back, test it again. Right. I don't like to trade it when it's away from an edge. So let the market set up. Just chill out, relax. Right. Once you realize you can relax a little bit in this business, it's going to make your life a lot easier. Right. What happens is a lot of people, they don't know when to take trades. So they're searching and they're scavenging for these trades. And the problem is that you get sucked in by a big candle, or somebody tells you, oh, you should buy this level, right? And they don't know what they're talking about. That's why you have to set up your own business plan, right? You can't work off of somebody else's business plan. They don't think like you, they don't react like you. Right at VWAP, there's no trade for me. Yeah, fading VWAP, it was great in 2016, SPIL. It's a different world now, right? It's a different world. Very different world. All right, B period is going to open up here. Let's see what the cat drags in. They haven't gotten it wrong, Luis. They're just really, they're just math people, and math people don't think. Here's what I do. When math people come into my mentorship program, what I like to do is I like to take math people and then give them street smarts. The combination is killer, right? I build terminators that way, right? I like simplicity, right? Trading's not a science, it's a business, right? Buy a bunch of cheap crap, sell it for a higher price. When people don't want to buy it, put it on sale and bring it back down to where you bought it. See right here. There's the point of control from yesterday. Look how we're stopping right there. Let's see if we get bids there. Right? We might not because we've kind of worked this area out. But see, we brought it right back to where we bought it yesterday. See? It's not rocket science, right? And I don't mind rocket science. It's great. Build your rockets. But don't forget the common sense, right? Looks like the wholesalers are using the sine wave algo this morning. Well, that's some grade A smart guy gibberish, X. That's true. Make sure they don't forget the marshmallow effect on the alpha, theta, beta, gamma, upside down, inverse pi rotation, right? Crack me up. That's great that it's mathematical. I'm sorry. I can't help myself, okay? You guys put this stuff in the room and nobody knows what the hell you're talking about. So but if it makes sense to you, just don't ruin your streak, okay? Uh, have you ever sat with a wholesaler and seen this algo work? I'm just wondering. 'Cause I have no idea what they're using. All right. Look below and fail at 54 and 3/4. There's going to be a seller here at VWAP. So if you're long, sell it to that strength. Nice work, Raj. Right. Told you there'd be a seller at 62. Anyway, folks, you take a long, you put your stop, you know there's going to be sellers up here. So if you had bought 56, 57, you sell 60, 61, right? And you don't need a PhD to do it. Nice work, Raj. Well done. Done for the month. Beautiful. Love it. Beautiful. Love to make money before the end of the month and shut her down. Get the money out of your brokerage account before your ego gets its hands on it. They just trade the order flow that comes in. Remember, it's a business, brother. All right, Hex. Good stuff. Now, how do you trade that? Okay. All right. I deleted you already. Sorry. I don't. All right. I don't want traders. You understand what I'm trying to do, right? You're on a streak and you've had 7 wins in a row. There's a lot of people who've had 7 losing days in a row. Listening to your bullshit makes it worse, right? Because they're like, what? Now, how do I do that, right? Do you understand what I'm trying to do here? Do you understand, Hex? Right? Right? I'm trying to keep people profitable. So cut that shit out, pull your head out of your ass, and get to work. Thank you. A little bit of tough love, folks, on YouTube. Sometimes people get a little carried away, right? What's up, Juan? ¿Qué pasa? You won't, yeah, you know, I love you, but cut that shit out. All right, getting above 63 and a quarter. Let's see, folks. Big rotation, right? Big rotation up, down, stopped right at the point of control. Right, didn't we? We stopped right at yesterday's point of control, a couple of ticks, straight back up again, right? There's going to be a seller right there at 66 and a quarter. So if you are long, you're going to have a little bit of competition. Oh, boy. Where's the next trade? Back down to VWAP? Yeah. Let's see. I hate trading in the middle of these zones because it's choppy. It's choppy as hell. While it chops around, let's go see what the cool kids are doing. There's Meta 630. Apple, look at that. Apple back up over 266.77. Very interesting. The low today is 266.31. So there are going to be sellers in Apple up here. Those of you who trade it. When you get up to this level and that 280 level, that's where you're going to be looking for offers. Okay? Just so you know. Google balance, right? Big move up, balance, it's going sideways. Shorts are trapped underneath 290. Goldman, nobody trades that. Microsoft, let's see if it can crawl its way back over 398. Nvidia. No trade in Nvidia yet. It has been, Slicey man. Apple seems to be the bellwether, right? Palantir still cleaning itself up. Silver caught a bid at 79. Gold caught a bid at 468. Old Elon Muskosaurus here, 402. If we take out 390 in Tesla, right, I'd look for some liquidation because all those folks are trapped long on a swing time frame. ASML still 114.92. What else do we got going? Oh yeah, I'll have to do these levels on these software stocks. And we are back above 63, looking for sellers at 66 and a quarter in the ES. Yeah, Nvidia's been in that box for a while. It had earnings, right? Today or tomorrow? Blasted right through those 66 and a quarter sellers. Next level up is going to be 68, 69-ish. Tomorrow? Thanks, brother. So we got Nvidia tomorrow. Month end is on Thursday. Last trading day of the month is on Friday. Wow, look at this. Now, how many people do you think shorted here? How many people do you think are short under 63? Quite a few, because they just all came in to cover. It is. Big rotations, big rotations. A little bit more distribution, right? Shorts trapped under 63, providing the bid. Yeah, give them a thumbs up. Oh. Now, I haven't taken a trade in about, for at least a half an hour. Let's see where the next trades are. You guys have all gone quiet. Now, distribution is one of the hardest things to trade because we are automatically tempted to short it. Everybody wants to short distribution. So if that's what you're doing, your stop is 68.70, 70 and a quarter, and bid 65. See? Because you're going to short that little flash sale that they have. Remember, they took price up from 63 to 70. Now they're going to put it on sale down to like 65, 64 to see if they can bring in buyers because they ran out. So that's when you want to short. Right? Now, if you don't cover and the market starts getting up over 68 again, then you're in trouble. Right? If the offer starts lifting. Right? You always want to watch the offer. The offer is going to tell you where the sellers are seeing buyers. Right? The offer is that red line that I have on these charts. There's a red line and a green line, and they move. See, when the offer, the red line starts moving up, the sellers have seen buyers and they're raising price. Right? So you always want to be shorting when the offer is moving lower. You want to be going long when the offer is moving higher. If it's going back and forth and chopping around, that's when you want to have a coffee and just kind of relax. Right? And here we are, we're heading right back down to VWAP. Oh. Oof. There's VWAP. Okay, what's next? See, once you can find a nice rotation, you can trade it. Like, I did a little balance zone before the open. Right, I'll put it in the room. It's like a fresh balance zone that I was playing around with one of the other guys. Right, and you can really take some nice trades off that. You know, like the look below and fail of 68.52, the short of 68.70 against 72. So you don't have to use my balance zone. You can use anyone. And they're all going to work because, well, it's all just the same inventory, right? See, the business never changes, right? It's not like we're running a hair salon in the morning and then changing tires in the afternoon and then running a massage parlor at night, right? It's the same business, right? It's the same inventory. That's why levels that I did from 2020, 6 years later, work within maybe 3 or 4 ticks, depending on the order flow. $68.63. Not much going on now, folks. If you have questions, please ask. Right, it's slow. No? Okay. And I always like to go and mark where the sellers are going to be because it's very useful. Right? So had you gone long at 63, you know there's a seller at 66. Put some sell orders out and sell with them, right? Sell alongside. If you have more contracts, put some sell orders out at 68 and 69 because you're going to have another seller here, right? You're going to have another seller here, right? See how the seller stepped in? They let it breathe for a second and boom, right back down. See? So I'm a very practical trader, right? Everything's got to make sense and it's got to be simple. So when you're in the heat of battle, you're not trying to think about Pythagorean theorem or, you know, string theory or any of that stuff. You just need to know where the sellers are going to be if you're long. And if you're short, you got to know where the buyers are going to step in so you can cover before they take all the supply. Does that make sense? Yes? No? Can you guys hear me? Right? Simplicity in trading is going to lead to profits. No, no, you do not do that. Redcom, so you're in my room, right? Tomorrow at 11 o'clock Eastern Time, right, we are going to have an execution lab, right? We're going to have an execution lab. So you know as soon as, yeah, 11 o'clock. So I want you to attend if you can. You don't do that. What you do is when you buy, when you have a good balance zone, you put in your buy order, put in your stop, right? And then you put your sell orders out just like I said, right? Why would you put your sell order up here if it's not going to break 66, right? Yeah, I don't use TradingView for execution. I'm a Sierra chart guy. So I should actually put that back in the chat just to make sure everybody knows. We haven't done an execution lab because I just haven't been healthy. Be an execution lab at 11 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. And yes, it will be recorded. There you go. All right, so when you first start trading Redcom, right, what you want to do, and what I train people to do, is start making small amounts of money first. Because retail traders, the problem is they're not used to making money. They're used to losing money. So if you get used to making even $50 a day or $100 a day, I know it doesn't sound like much, but it beats the hell out of losing $3,000 a day, doesn't it? Right? Which most of you guys are doing when you're blowing up accounts. So if you can train yourself to make $50, $100 a day, you can scale that up. The other thing too, mentally, right? You want to talk about trading psychology. Let's talk about the psychology of actually being a successful business person versus being just somebody who's like throwing dice, right? So we want to make you get used to making money every week. So when that money is taken away from you, you're like, oh. Whereas in retail trading now, what happens with traders is, let's see if we can take out the overnight high. Retail traders, they get used to making money. They get in a loop where they're like, okay, we're supposed to lose money. We're supposed to lose money. And they never ever break that loop because nobody has ever said, what are you doing? You should be making money. Even if you make $20 a day and keep it, you're doing better than 99% of the traders out there, right? Because what's the use of making $3,000 and then losing six? Right? There's a lot of people who do that. They get lucky, they make a bunch of money, and then they give it all back and more. So consistency and common sense are really that's what we're striving for. And we want to teach you how to get in the headspace of making money. Once you do that, your consistency is there, then all you got to do is scale. You just scale up. Good stuff, Dano. Thank you, brother. Let's see if we can creep ourselves over 68.80 again. These markets are very rotational. Hey, it doesn't matter if you make 50 cents or a dollar. The important thing is you keep it. And tomorrow you make 50 cents or a dollar. And if you don't lose $500, right? You're not going to make money every day doing this, right? That's a pipe dream. Some days you're not going to make any money at all, right? And that's the nature of the business, right? You have to be used to that. The other thing you have to be used to is being wrong, right? So what we teach you is I have a method where I teach you how to put trades in and how to manage those trades so when you're wrong quickly and you're out before things get out of hand, right? I train you and I train your reflexes so you instinctively make good business decisions. Does that make sense? Right? Because you guys don't have any instinct. How could you? They don't teach this anywhere. They don't teach this in school. They don't teach this anywhere. Right? So we need to instinctively have good instinct. And you can only do that through training and repetition. Remember, folks, it's not rocket science, it's repetition. Sorry about that. Still got some remnants of this flu. Bit of a cough. Apologies. Now we got a mass ton of supply here from 92 to 84. So as we creep up here, let's see if there's resistance up here. You can ask. You can ask anything. We want you to ask. Please ask because people are really quiet now. Yeah, this is open for all members. So there's a poor high. They're selling into it here. Let's see if we take that out. Right? We ran out of supply. As we run out of supply, think of this as a storeroom. And it's got ES contracts in it. If we run out of supply, we're going to push price up into this storeroom. See? That is a great way to tell when that people are short and trying to cover. Because that's forced buying. Did you see that? When we just blipped from 84 all the way to 87, right? See, we took out another one, right? See? This is forced buying. Look at that. That's forced buying, my friends. And that just confirms that on these dips, right? On these dips here and here, instead of going long, a lot of people got short, and look at those candles. It's like Stairway to Heaven. Oh. Let's see if we can get up to. See if we can get up to 92 and a quarter. Right, so the chart on the right, for people who don't know what this is what we call a market profile chart. Some people call it a TPO chart, which is a ridiculously overcomplicated name. What it is, it's a fancy half-hour candle chart, right? It's a fancy half-hour candle chart, and what happens with that is it tells us a map of the city. Nice work, Mike. Well done. Well, I love to see people making money. Beautiful. Now get that $1,500 out of your account before you get your hands on it. Go enjoy it. I love to see that, brother. Beautiful. One single print left. Beautiful. Beautiful. Doctor was okay, Ron. Good stuff. The good news is I still have a heart, and it's still working. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm hard to kill. You're welcome, Mike. Great to have you with us. I love to see when people make money. That's what we want. We want real people to make real money. That's our goal here at the Trading Syndicate, is helping real people figure out how to make some money in this crazy business of ours. And when you don't make money, how not to lose any, right? Hey, Moran, you took a half hour off. The whole thing went crazy without you. I hope so. Glad to be of help. I love seeing people make money. Actually, I enjoy it when other people make money more than making money myself. I get much more joy out of it. Right? Every time a retail trader makes money, a market maker gets his wings. Thanks everyone for joining us. Have a wonderful trading day. If you have any questions, if you need help, reach out to me. I'm vwaptrader1 on X. We are tradingsyndicate.org. I got to make up for all my bad deeds. JT. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a wonderful trading day. And we'll see you tomorrow morning. I'm on twice a day. 7:30 in the morning UK time, and which is 2:30 in the morning for my insomniacs in New York, and 9 a.m. Eastern time, 2 p.m. in the UK. Thank you so much for joining me. Trade safe out there, and we'll see you tomorrow, same place. Appreciate you guys. Mahalo. Bye for now.